The spending within AI is really insane right now. So one of the top stories this week was Nvidia. They plan to spend up to $100 billion in OpenAI as part of a data center build out. So it's $100 billion. And I think that was 2 days ago, or maybe yesterday early. And then Alibaba said today they're hiking AI spend, which is going to be more than $50 billion. This follows deals we saw the past couple of weeks with Microsoft's $17 billion deal with Nebius for GPU infrastructure, Nvidia deal with CoreWeave, that was $6.3 billion. I mean, this is the past couple of weeks. Anthropic raised $13 billion for a $183 billion valuation. You have Musk doing the same with xAI, looking to raise $10 billion. That'll place that valuation at $200 billion. Oracle receiving a massive investment, we think, pretty sure it's from OpenAI, that pushes backlog from $150 billion to $450 billion, their long-term backlog. So these investments made over the past 3 weeks or so total over $400 billion. We're looking at $400 billion in announcements in the past 3 weeks. This is by far the biggest trend anyone has seen in history in terms of CapEx and spending. No one has seen anything. I've been covering the market for 30 years, not at this scale, where how many times we were told by the media, not by us, we knew because we have great contacts in this industry. We've been covering this trend for a while, not just AI, but especially within power and how much consumption is going to need. It's unbelievable. And I'm going to show you some stats in a minute. We heard so many times that this trend was over. It's not over. It's accelerating. It's global. There's more and more players coming in. China's coming in. Middle East is coming in. And it's getting bigger and bigger. But the biggest story on CNBC yesterday, I felt, was the follow-up to the OpenAI Nvidia deal, which was titled Nvidia and OpenAI's monumental data center plan, again, this is their title, has an equally massive problem: where to find the power. This is something we talked about, Daniel, over and over again, because I have no idea, someone that's been covering this trend for a long time, and especially the last 9 months, looking at data, going over the deals, going over the technology, going to Consumer Electronics Show, understanding the power needed by all the new chips coming out. I have no idea how we're going to get this power. A traditional search in Google uses about 0.3 watts-hours of electricity. A single query using ChatGPT uses 25 times that amount. You may be familiar with that. People cite that. Okay, that's fine. It's a stat that you could probably find if you did a simple Google search. What the hyperscalers, electricity companies, aren't telling you is this is just for a simple request using a large language model like ChatGPT. A lot of you use Llama, Gemini, Grok, Claude, whatever. That's just for the large language models, which is simple. Just plug in something and it gives it to you. However, when you look at AI in terms of trends within the major trend, this is yesterday's news. The real trend within AI is in the first inning. It's inference, agentic AI. And this is where AI is learning to train itself. And what exactly does that mean? It means that where you're punching this stuff in, they include reasoning, understanding. The language model itself is asking questions about the outcomes. They draw conclusions. They make informed decisions. They're predicting their learning every single second, every single minute, every single hour, whatever you want to put. Constantly learning that, and then they're going to operate independently and autonomously. That should be pretty scary. Now, this type of AI, that it's very hard to find this data. This type of AI uses 79 times the amount of electricity compared to traditional AI large language models, 79 times. And if you want further proof of how crazy this is in the energy crisis that we're in, look at a company like Oklo. Okay, this is a company that's developing small modular nuclear reactors, SMRs are called, of which their first commercial nuclear reactor, Daniel, won't be operational until 2027, which probably means 2029. This company right now is trading at a $20 billion valuation and generating zero revenue. That should tell you, and I was wrong on this stock. I said it's 2030, you're crazy. And where is it now? I mean, it's through the freaking roof. So this is Oklo, $138, and just off its record high, $20 billion market cap. And if you scroll down, it has zero revenue. Zero revenue. You wonder why, because this is where you're seeing massive demand. These companies need power. You want to know why every uranium company is going through the freaking roof right now? This is the case as well. You want to know why solar companies are surging right now? It's just the beginning for this industry. Because when you look at Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, OpenAI, Grok, they know, every one of these guys, they know we don't have enough electricity to power AI demand starting pretty much in 6 months. And the forecasts for 2030 that I'm looking at are an absolute joke. Where in 2024, our global data center power consumption was at 55 gigawatts. Okay, and I'm going to post this up. Hopefully you see this. This is the global data center power consumption projections. Again, something you're going to hear about tomorrow. Just give me a little taste. In 2024, Daniel, we're using 55 gigawatts. Okay, end of 2024. By 2027, they're predicting 85 gigawatts. By 2030, they're predicting 145 gigawatts. Okay, this is the power consumption. These are projections from Goldman Sachs and also the EIA. When you look at these projections, it is impossible to get to that level. And I'm not sure if you know about the power industry, and the only reason why I know is we've got great contacts in this industry and utility companies as well. It takes a ton of money and a shitload of time to build the infrastructure for just a 5 gigawatt increase. And I'm talking about 7 years, sometimes as long as 15 years to build some of this stuff. But to triple this capacity where we're going to need 90 gigawatts of new power in 5 years, it can't happen. And the best part is Goldman and EIA's, the forecast, what I'm showing you, 145 gigawatts by 2030, it's not even in the ballpark of how much we're going to need. It's super conservative. And when I show you these statistics, there's a company called RAND. Have you ever heard of RAND? They've been around since 1948, formed after World War II, uses fact-based analysis, independent analysis, nonprofit, nonpartisan, research think tank, very respected. They're predicting. Okay, you hear Goldman Sachs all the time, you hear Morgan Stanley, I have all those projections for you. They're all wrong. These guys are projecting global AI data center power demand could reach 68 gigawatts by 2027. Now, if you compare that to 2027, that's 85 gigawatts. That's below Goldman Sachs projections, if you take a look, okay? But now, if you're looking at 2030, they're projecting 327 gigawatts by 2030. 327 gigawatts. Okay, let me bring that chart up again and show you. Because Goldman Sachs, they're projecting 145 gigawatts. I mean, the difference in this, I don't even know how to put in perspective. I always joke where I use analogies. It's almost like you're up 100-0 in a professional basketball game. I mean, it's something that can't happen, you don't see. It's unfathomable when I think about how much energy that we're going to need. And there's absolutely no way we could achieve this. But the hyperscalers are spending like we can. But the thing is, something has to break. And when I'm reading the Wall Street reports and when I'm reading reports from consultants that are highlighting this stuff, everything that I see is super, super conservative because they're not projecting the next generation of chips, which come out every 9 months that are going to require much more power. All their models are based on the current generation of chips. It's not based on the massive amount of spending we saw the last 3 weeks, which is a huge acceleration. But the power is where you're going to make the most money in this. You're going to make 3x to 10x to even more gains. We're sitting on gains like that in our portfolio right now, some of them within energy with our Curzio AI portfolio. This trend you need to be in. It's very early when it comes to agentic AI and just the power. People are not understanding how much power we're going to need. We can't fulfill that demand. And there's a lot of stocks like Oklo, which I missed. We didn't miss the other ones like Bloom Energy. We didn't miss that one, which is up tremendously. There's a lot of stocks that have tremendous upside potential with the amount of demand, hundreds of billion dollars filtering into that. A lot of these small caps just need a little bit. If their technology just works a little bit, and it's going to happen pretty much within the next 3-4 years, these are stocks that can go up 10x or more. And again, you're seeing that a lot within the sector, which is very exciting.